So have you ever heard anybody say, oh man, I just got charged with a misdemeanor? Or maybe you've read a sign that says, if you violate this law, you could get charged with a felony. Well, a lot of the times people see those words, misdemeanor and felony, on documents, papers, rental agreements, or job applications. And a lot of people actually don't know the difference between the two. So in just a moment, I am going to explain to you the difference between a felony criminal charge and a misdemeanor criminal charge. So I am criminal defense attorney Hannah Akintoye. And now basically the difference between a misdemeanor charge and a felony charge is that a misdemeanor charge is usually a lower offense with less severe penalties, while a felony charge, on the other hand, has more heightened and more severe penalties than a misdemeanor charge. Now, another main difference between the two is that, and this also depends on what state that you're in, but oftentimes, for instance, and I'll give you the example in DC, most charges in Washington, DC, if the crime is over a year, then that's considered a felony. Now, the confusion about all of this is that there are often going to be crimes that fall in the category of what the laws in your state define a felony to be, but in fact, it actually could be a misdemeanor. Now, one thing to note about misdemeanors and felonies is that you can actually commit one crime, but at the same time, that one crime could be labeled either a misdemeanor or it could be labeled a felony, depending on who is charging you and how they decide to charge you. So for instance, let's say you go to a grocery store and you steal somebody's card, their bank card, and you decide to swipe their card because you want a shopping spree, you want to buy a new TV at Target. That's my favorite store to give examples about. So let's say you're at Target, you buy a brand new 60-inch TV with somebody else's card. Well, on one hand, you could be charged with a misdemeanor theft charge. On the other hand, you could be charged with a felony fraud charge. Another example that I can give you is, let's say you get into a bar fight, and during the bar fight, you break a bottle and you throw it at somebody, right? Well, a police officer can maybe charge you with a misdemeanor simple assault charge, but a prosecutor may look at that and say, oh no, this is more severe and this is more serious because there's a broken, sharp bottle that was thrown at somebody and that person was cut. So in that particular situation, you could get charged with a felony aggravated assault, or you could get charged with a felony carrying a dangerous weapon, or a felony assault with a dangerous weapon, depending on however your state labels these laws. And I'll also give you a third example. Let's say you get a DUI charge, and when you caught the DUI, you actually hit somebody and that person was injured. And depending on how severe the injury is, you can get charged with just a misdemeanor DUI charge, or you can get charged with aggravated assault with a vehicle, or maybe if the person passes away, you can get charged with vehicular homicide. So it's one behavior, right? One crime, but it can be charged in different ways. And it really is going to depend on how the police and how the prosecutor charges you. Quick summary, misdemeanors are less severe. Felonies are more serious offenses. What you don't want is, you definitely don't want to be charged with a felony. And sometimes what will happen is a prosecutor may overcharge you. They may charge you with a felony, although the behavior that you exhibited may not really be felony behavior, but they may overcharge you with a felony to scare you, or they may overcharge you with a felony to make you or to get you to plead guilty to a misdemeanor. These things happen oftentimes, and it's obviously not fair, but ultimately it's really going to be important to have good, solid, and wise counsel there by your side to guide you and direct you. In addition, the final thing that I'll also say is that felonies usually follow you forever. It's usually very difficult to expunge a felony or to seal a felony record. Now, again, the laws in every state are always different on this, but felonies are so hard to get rid of. So to any extent possible that you are able to control this, do your best to never be pleading guilty or found guilty of a felony. It's going to be hard to get a job, and it's going to be hard to find housing and so many other things in your life, voting. And so felony charges are difficult charges to follow you, and what you don't want is a felony on your record in any way, shape, or form. So I hope that information is helpful to you. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach me here and comment below what your questions are, or you can message me on my website, mydclaw.com, and I am always happy to chat with you further. As always, stay safe and take care.